Welcome to Reiki Rising, your guide to all things Reiki and igniting your spiritual path. Join us every week as we delve into the transformative world of Reiki, sharing insights on how to navigate this earthly journey while elevating the vibration of the collective. Be prepared for deep discussions, enlightening interviews, and maybe even a glimpse or two into our live Instagram Reiki shares and conversations. Whether you're a seasoned practitioner or new to the energy healing realm, this podcast is your sanctuary for growth, healing, and connection. Welcome to Unveiling Reiki, a bridge to spiritual growth. Today, we are diving into the transformative world of Reiki and how it can empower your spiritual journey. We'll explore how Reiki serves as a bridge to spiritual growth, accelerating your evolution and fostering personal transformation. We'll begin by exploring Reiki's essence. Reiki is not just a healing practice, it is a philosophy for living. It is based on 5 principles that are insights for mindful living, guiding us towards balance and harmony. And by embracing these principles, we have paved a way, or we can pave a way for our transformation. These are the 5 basic principles of Reiki. You may have heard them called the Reiki invocation or Reiki prayer if you have been in a Reiki journey training or Reiki training before. They are something that a Reiki practitioner will invoke at the beginning of their session, or will say probably silently, sometimes aloud, as they begin a session. There are variations, but essentially it is to practice presence, surrender, gratitude, honesty, and kindness. So the one variation that I use begins with just for today. I will not be angry. Just for today, I will not worry. Just for today, I will be grateful. Just for today, I will do my work honestly. Just for today, I will treat all living beings with kindness. This is something that I practice daily as I begin my morning practices, either before yoga or before my journaling or meditation practice. And it really brings me into a space of presence, into connecting with what I'm trying to practice for the day, to come into these principles of really being kind and being present with myself and with the world around me, with my interactions, to not get caught up in the worry of the world, to practice surrender, to be okay as things arise, and that can be very difficult. But as we practice this, as we come into this space of surrender, we're able to alleviate some of our suffering. And for many of us, this is what our spiritual journey is about, really. It's about self-discovery. It's about finding ease in this human experience. So this is a way that I kind of anchor into this practice, into the essence of Reiki as I begin my day. And you don't have to be attuned to Reiki to practice this. You can use this Reiki invocation or Reiki prayer. You can practice these. They are very similar to the 8 limbs of yoga, as we're talking about being honest, finding satya or truthfulness of our situation, of ourselves, practicing kindness towards others and towards ourselves, compassion towards ourselves as well, finding gratitude in even the simplest moments. This could be even finding gratitude in just going for a walk in your neighborhood, or finding gratitude in the connections that you have in your relationship, in your career, in, the things that you get to see. I find a lot of gratitude when I'm in the garden and I get to be in connection with the earth and be really present there. And I'm able to, even if it's just watching a tiny little bug or watching life unfold, being able to plant a seed and watch it grow is a ripple effect. We get to see that on the outside, but we also get to plant seeds inside as well, inside our hearts, inside our journeys. That's really a beautiful act of growth. And it's also bringing us into presence. And when we plant seeds, we may plant 5 seeds and maybe 2 will actually come to fruition. So, that's surrendering to, I'm going to just let these grow. I'm going to nurture them and do what I can to provide a hospitable environment. And that's what we're doing for ourselves as well. We're doing this to nurture ourselves, to create harmony and balance from within. There are a lot of different techniques or practices within the scope of Reiki that you can utilize for your spiritual journey. So one of these is self-healing. Again, I don't believe that you have to be attuned to Reiki to practice self-healing. That's why I created the Soul Harmony course. It is an attunement, and you do receive symbols, but many of the systems out there, the trainings that are available are maybe out of reach for people. So you may be listening to this and thinking that you're not attuned to Reiki, so how can you practice Reiki? How can you do this, bringing it into your spiritual practice? But this is something that is within all of us. And Shambhala Reiki really has a focus on that. We have all been attuned to Reiki at one point in our lives because it's really universal life force energy. It's the energy that's moving through us. And the attunement process is really just us being awoken to this, being aware, coming alive with this energy and connecting with it. So this is something that you can do even if you have not had a formal training, but you can do a self-healing or you can use Reiki energy. It's just focusing your attention and your intention on a specific area or a specific goal. Distance Reiki incorporates being able to send Reiki to a specific date or situation or something that is not within your presence physically. So practicing techniques of Reiki are not exclusive to those who have been attuned to Reiki. So you can Google, hand placements, but I really believe in just following your intuition and not getting so caught up in where your hands need to go for self-healing. You can do this by setting the intention to connect with Reiki and to place your hands on parts of your body that feel like they need a little extra love and attention. When I do my morning practice, I feel into my body. I do the invocation, and then sometimes, I place my hands for physical tightness, but also emotional, activation as well. Maybe you wake up just feeling really anxious or really tender. And we can place our hands over our heart and just allow that energy to flow there and to send a little love to these places within us. That's a great way to use Reiki to your advantage in your spiritual journey. I also do this when I practice manifestation or when I get new crystals even, you can set your intention with your crystal just by placing it in your hands. This is also Reiki. You are setting an intention with this energy to infuse this object. So this can be for any tool or magical object that you would like to use. You can infuse it with this energy and send that love into this physical space or to a date. I use Reiki when I journal as well. This is something that I will do my nightly journaling, and I will sometimes also do a self-healing and invoke the Reiki principles as well during that time. But I will send Reiki towards my manifestations, towards my journal. I'll place my hands over the things that I'm manifesting or the things that I'm trying to align with, and infuse that with the energy of Reiki. And that's really just envisioning this universal light, even moving through the crown of your head and into your heart and out your arms, into your hands, and placing those hands wherever you see fit. So that's a way that we can utilize Reiki in our spiritual path. You can also attend group Reiki journeys or Reiki shares like this one. This recording is technically a distance Reiki share. Afterwards, there's a meditation, and that's a way for us to connect with this energy of Reiki. If it brings you into a state of balance or peace within you, then that's, one of our goals of our spiritual journey is to find balance and harmony in this experience. So if that is helping you, then Reiki is assisting you on your journey. There's also in-person group sessions. I do hold these as well, and there are live as well. And there's many, if you Google them in the community, I'm sure many will come up. And there's so many boundless opportunities for you to engage in some type of group Reiki practice, or find a practitioner who does distance support. This really helps to nourish and nurture our body, our mind, and our spirit. If it's taking time to pause from our busy lives, taking time to slow down and to be intentional with our time and with our presence, that helps us to connect with ourselves on a much deeper level, and that is a part of our journey as well. The Reiki energy works within the chakra system. So this works basically within all the chakras within our body and outside of our body even, but the focus is primarily on the 7 chakra system within our body. And this is really a roadmap for our journey to restore our flow of energy and our inner harmony and balance. So this is, if you think of our root being our base of survival, of security, of stability, I like to refer to this as very similar to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Once we have met our base security level, this foundation that we've built, we can begin to work on some of the things that come up through these other energy centers. And many of us primarily operate through our root, sacral, and solar plexus chakras. It doesn't mean that we don't access love and joy and connection, and we don't express ourselves. And we really get stuck down here in these lower 3 chakras quite often due to the way that we live our lives in this fast-paced world, being so caught up in the 3rd dimension or level of the material world that we live in, the way our society has created the systems we live under right now. So a lot of us get stuck here. But as we begin to use Reiki to navigate these spaces within us, we can clear some of these blockages. And when we do that, that is when we find ourselves in more of a flow state, more of a place of balance within. We're able to really tune into our intuition and into our body wisdom and connect with these deeper places within. We don't hold on to these energies. We're able to let them flow freely through us. And that does help bring us into a better state of existence. So when we're able to do that and we're able to take this time, whether it's in your morning practice or throughout your day, we can come into a place of surrendering to Reiki. And this really shifts our consciousness, connecting us with our higher self and with our intuition, and it transcends the ego. When we begin to shift our attention to surrendering and to being open to just whatever unfolds, that alleviates a lot of our suffering. And for many of us, alleviating the suffering in this world and being able to live a life of ease is very important. We hold on to things that cause us anger or pain, and we want to control things so that we feel safe, and we are afraid to move forward in things because we're worried about what people will think, or these are all experiences that we've had that have shifted the way that we interact with the world around us. And so if we can come into this space of surrender and trust is a big one. If we can come into this space of trust in the universe guiding us, and that things will align when they are meant to align. It doesn't mean that we don't manifest. It doesn't mean that we don't want to look for the things that we're wanting to move towards, because we get excited, right? And we want to move towards something new. It doesn't mean that we don't do that. But we take the time to really think about that in a different way, about what it looks like. We take the time to let go of attachments to what that's going to look like. We might have an idea, but we take the time to let go of the control of what that might look like, the control of what this situation might end up being, because something is bound to happen. You are going to move through your day and it's never going to look exactly as you planned. There may be a change in schedule, or something happens. Maybe you get a flat tire, or hopefully not, but maybe you do, and that throws your day off. Instead of getting upset at the situation, coming into a place of surrender would be, okay, I clearly wasn't meant to get there at that time. You never know. Maybe there was something else that the universe is intervening to keep you on the path that you're supposed to be on. So really trusting in those moments and those situations, and finding the space to surrender into the universal life force energy guiding you, guiding our experience here on earth. It's not always an easy task, and it is a practice. This is a spiritual practice. It's not meant to be perfected. Again, we're not trying to make something perfect. This is a journey that we're on. It is a roadmap. Just like the 8 limbs of yoga, this is a journey of coming back to this in different moments throughout the day, in day-to-day, coming to this practice of, these 5 principles of Reiki, but also utilizing Reiki to help yourself throughout the day. One of the things that I do, if, I'm having some thoughts that are like, oof, I am really frustrated with this person, they're driving me nuts, or it's really renting space in my mind, like something that was said or done, And I've recognized I'm giving up my power to this situation. Like, this other person probably isn't thinking about this anymore. They've probably moved on. I should move on from this. It's not in the present moment. It's in the past. It was hours ago. But dwelling on it, I am causing myself suffering by holding on to that. And so we'll do some energy pulling, and that's just, coming to the space wherever I'm feeling this sensation. Maybe it's a tightness in my chest, maybe it's in my belly, of just kind of pulling this energy out, imagining it as like strings or taffy or whatever it looks like to you, and pulling it out or cutting it away. I like to make my fingers into little scissors and cut things away. I'm not aligning with that timeline. I'm not aligning with that energy. I am releasing it. It is not in this present moment. I'm letting go of that anger or that worry. And I'm, just being grateful for this opportunity to practice my spiritual journey. This is not easy. If you are setting out on your spiritual path to enlighten yourself, to come into a better awareness of yourself, whatever your goals are, this is a significant change. This is a significant change in the way that you've probably done things your entire life, and change is not easy. There was someone I talked to the other day who said they didn't want anything to do with tektite crystals, tektite stones, because they represent change and transformation, and they have to keep everything the same. It's not easy for people to change the way they do things. So be gentle with yourself. Be kind to yourself as you are navigating this experience. It is not easy. And any of these little, what we would think of as setbacks or frame as setbacks or failures, try to think of them as opportunities for growth, to shift something. We are not perfect. There is no perfect. There is just what is. And we are all doing our best. We can all try to do our best. We can try to align with these principles of Reiki. We can try to align with our truth, with our morals, and with what we wish to see in the world. So be kind with yourself, folks, and do what you can to engage with this practice however it aligns with you. Thank you for joining me for this podcast episode on Reiki Rising. I will see you next week. If you would like to join us for these live discussions, you can join us on YouTube Live next week on next Thursday. I'll post the link in the description box. Check out the Patreon. We have shifted from Instagram subscriptions to Patreon, and there is a new workshop that is going live on 5/5. But if you join, there's a 7-day free trial. If you join now and become a member, then you get it for free, and it's a free masterclass on gratitude and abundance. So finding abundance helps us navigate manifesting. Helps us navigate manifesting and finding gratitude and realizing that love and gratitude and abundance are all the same vibration. So this is a masterclass on navigating that experience of cultivating gratitude and abundance and really shifting how we see these things in the world in order to amplify your ability to manifest the reality in which you wish to exist in. So check out those links. I can't wait to share all of these new workshops and experiences with you. Thank you for being here. Stay tuned for the meditation in this next episode. Thank you for joining us on this transformative journey with Reiki Rising. Ready to take your spiritual expansion to the next level? Join us on the Reiki Rising Collective and unlock a world of connection and growth. Subscribe through our Patreon. link in the description of this podcast episode and gain access to exclusive weekly live distance Reiki shares and enriching discussions. As a member, you'll also receive one-on-one coaching sessions, discounts on workshops, and so much more. Follow me, your guide in all things Reiki, on Instagram at ravenwaterblossom, and take the next step on your journey. Join us in the Reiki Rising Collective. We can't wait to meet you.